Analysis and bias. Two words that shouldn't be used together, and yet they became the defining words in my most foolish and arrogant review. A few years ago, I made a theory about how to defeat Aeon of Dreams. The idea was based on Batman's Tower of Babel files, where the Dark Knight had a plan to defeat every member of the Justice League. Back then, I had no scripts, no smooth plans, and no good sense of understanding character. When putting this alongside the fact that I had personal problems with Aeon's character, it made for my dumbest and worst review ever. Now, my bias against him was for a number of reasons, namely the demonic base for his character. From his nickname Lucifer to his dark and seemingly menacing laugh, his design and personality were always intimidating to me, making me consider him to be the villain of the Rift, plotting against the others at every moment. I always ended up seeing the worst in him instead of seeing his true nature. In my review, I in a sense demonized him, trying to point out his worst aspects and pointing at every fact I brought up in the worst light instead of seeing what was really going on. However, somebody had to set me straight. Lightning Bliss ended up seeing my video and had some things to say about it. She pointed out how weak my argument was, to even pointing out my biased hatred of the character. I had all sorts of problems from a lack of experience and understanding how to make a good video. It took her pointing out my flaws and explaining parts of his character that I couldn't understand at the time to make me understand how wrong I was. As for Aeon's character, Bliss helped me understand that in spite of his chaotic nature, he is not an evil person, but actually similar to Discord in some ways. Both are overpowered in their own ways, and either one tends to stress out about their actions. Maybe that lack of care stems from that power in some ways. If somebody is in complete control of a situation, then what need is there to stress out about your actions? One of the videos I referenced in my old review was Kichi King, Episode 7, Topsy Turvy, where Kichi nearly gets stabbed by Finn during a personality swap that happened with Aeon's spellbook. Aeon ends up stepping in before this can happen and reverses the effect of the spell. While he claims that would have been fun to see, it now feels like he may have been hiding any concern behind a wall of confidence, like how Discord tends to do with jokes and chaos magic. I can't say what he was thinking about at the moment. My best guess is that leaving the spellbook there was supposed to be some sort of prank for his amusement, but that he was also watching the scene unfold so that he can make sure that his prank doesn't go too far. I am going to quote a part of Bliss's comment on my video. He's not the villain you are trying to play him up as, but a force of nature that helps other characters to realize their faults, flaws, or personal issues through indirectly helping who's off, whether that be through magic books or putting thoughts and opportunities to the character. He never directly interferes with other characters unless they specifically ask him to, and only if he agrees to assist. This ties back to the Discord illustration in some ways. Discord willingly withheld crucial information from Twilight in the Season 4 premiere concerning the safety of the Tree of Harmony and how it directly related to him. He claims that he did so to teach her a valuable friendship lesson. He also does several acts later in the series, which can be questionable to some ponies, in order to help the others grow and learn. As for Aeon, even his act of giving Lightning Bliss a spell book that would eventually release Thunderblight was meant to help her build her self-confidence. Quoting her message again, Aeon gave Bliss his book because she has issues controlling her magic and has no understanding of self-respect. So in a way, Aeon is attempting to help her address her inner problems. Whether she could address the problems in her own way, physically or magically, was a test to her becoming a better person. Though Aeon's and Discord's methods are sometimes highly questionable, you can't really question their results. They are chaotic mentors who care for their friends in a unique way. Even though they sometimes cause problems, they always try to help their friends learn and grow. I never really understood why Anne was such good friends with several Rift members until now. As for me, my old theory was foolish, arrogant, and attacking Aeon unfairly. Bliss even pointed out how bad and biased my analysis was. That old theory I made is how videos shouldn't be done. No matter how somebody's personalities or beliefs differ, you should never attack them as I did. A part of me wishes I could have learned the truth about Aeon before I ever made that review. I wasn't being a real analyst, but an arrogant bully who should have been able to simply disagree respectfully. I should have been better than that, but I wasn't. And even after being critiqued, I kept thinking that the old review I made wasn't something that could be forgiven. But I made a promise that I would make this video as an apology and as a chance to explain parts of his real character. I decided to commission the cover of this video through Lightning Bliss, along with giving my apology for the way I criticized her friend unfairly. She was right to point out my foolishness and to critique my video. When I was waiting for a response, I admittedly feared the worst. I felt like I deserved to be strung up for what I'd done. And I thought that was what was going to happen. When she responded, the first thing she did was cover my problems again, pointing out how young I was to the reviewing world, and that I needed to share knowledge, not pushing a vendetta. After that, she revealed that Aeon was her roommate. I did not know that until she told me. She explained to me that he didn't remember my review, that he didn't hold a grudge against me. I was surprised about how professional she remained, even though she was the one who pointed out how wrong I was in the first place. She said that she was willing to accept my apology as well, but a large part of me thought that they didn't really forgive me. I still felt like they held some kind of grudge. It's often the scariest thing that I found about sending messages through a text style, like through a message board, something like that. You never know the true tone behind the words. I couldn't really tell if the message was written sincerely or begrudgingly. I ended up figuring that I was still hated, and I had no clue what Aeon's real reaction was. So I told Bliss what I wanted. I wanted my OC, who has always felt like a part of me, to apologize to Aeon. The head would be lowered, which to me has always been associated with humility. Then I told her that I didn't know what Aeon's reaction would be, so I left that part in her hands. I didn't know what to expect from her. All I could do was just to try writing the script and follow through on my promise to fix what I had done. After almost a week, she sent me back the sketch to this cover, and I was rather shocked by it. It felt real. My OC's pose looked like how I felt. His face looked like he was expecting the worst, waiting for Aeon's wrath to come down on him, like he deserved. Aeon's face spoke volumes to me about his true character. His character was never the one to take things too seriously, but there was also a sense of sympathy in his eyes. Felt like his face was saying, "Yeah, you messed up, but at least you admitted it." When I expected anger, I received sympathy. I thought the most likely reaction in the foe would be confusion or a lack of care. But I saw the best of a character that I once saw the worst in. I do wonder sometimes if this photo is genuine about Aeon's feelings or even Bliss's feelings. Either way, I want them both to know that I am sorry for the way I acted. It was wrong, and I promise I will do my best to not act that way again. All I can do is ask for your forgiveness. As for everybody else who is watching this, I hope you all can forgive me for my past cruelty towards Aeon. I will always consider the review of How to Beat Aeon to be my worst. If it should be known for anything, it should be on how not to make a video. Videos like this should not be used to tear other characters down, to tear other people down, but to give knowledge and to help them learn and grow. I promise to learn from my bad decisions and to grow into something better. I will use my theories to teach, not break down. I will leave links down below to Bliss's and Aeon's channels, Bliss's debut and art page, because she made this art piece, my reference video, and that failure of a theory that I once made in the description down below. I am Lightheart, and I hope that you all can forgive me for my actions and learn from them. I'd rather admit that I'm wrong than to become an arrogant fool.